Hey guys, so today it has been 3 weeks as of yesterday, I believe, that we got this goldfish, and I'm going to be catching it out and putting it in the pond outside because I want to move guppies in here. And I have a couple of guppies over here in this big tank. I just added some water, so that's why there's like particles everywhere. But there's all these little fish. There's 2 females, and then there's those 2 males, but I'm pretty sure there's another one somewhere, hopefully. But they kind of disappear in this tank, which is really annoying for me. Obviously, they're not just like dying, so something's killing them, I think. Or something, you know, I don't know, because this is a really big tank and these are just little guppies. So I want to move them over there because if they are breeding in this tank, then their babies are getting eaten. So if they are breeding, I'll know in that tank because the babies will have tons of places to hide and nothing will eat them, like, you know, the angelfish or whatnot. So that's the plan. So I'm going to move that goldfish outside into the pond with the other 14 goldfish. And then I'm going to put a heater in that tank, and after it warms up and gets to this tank's temperature, then I'll add the fish in. So I started by draining some water into a bucket, so then I could catch the goldfish out and then put it into said bucket. And also I kind of just want to do a water change while I was doing this as well. Okay, so I used my temperature gun. The water temperatures, this one's 70 and this one's like 68. So they're really close, and goldfish are really hardy, so I'm not worried about it. Also, I'm not worried about the turtles. There's only 2 turtles, and this is a huge tank. And there's 17 or more other fish in here. There's 14 goldfish, and then 3 catfish, and then some minnows that I put in here that were from the snapping turtles tank. So I don't even know if the minnows are still in here, but I know that they're much smaller than goldfish. So here I'm going to take him. This is his water. Here, I just take him and plop him in. Now I'm gonna go put a heater in the other tank to get it the right temperature. So what I did is when I added water, I just added warmer water. So now this is 76 degrees and that is 76 degrees as well for some reason, which I'm not worried about. But the heater's in there, so it'll probably get warmer because that's like a 20-gallon tank heater and it has a thermostat, but I still think that it'll get warmer than this tank because I don't think that heater goes all the way up like this normally does. But they should be fine, the fish. And for some reason I had a male that looked a lot more like these guys, but it disappeared, and this is why I want to move the fish. I don't like that. I don't know what to do about it though, besides move them out of the tank. I don't see what would be hurting them. All the koi catfish are fine. There's tons of koi catfish. I don't like that fish. That fish seems to like to pick on stuff, but I've never seen it kill anything. So, and there's so many koi catfish that you know, if it picks on one every once in a while, then it's fine because they're, you know, the aggression is shared, I guess. So now I'm going to put those 4 fish into that tank over there. The water temperature is the same, and it's the same water, so no worries. So now here they all are, and now I have a little guppy tank, and like I said, there's all these holes in these pots, so if they were to reproduce in here, then they would, the babies would be able to go into the pots, and then the adults couldn't eat them or anything. And then I added a heater because guppies like it warmer than goldfish do, even though it's only 5 degrees warmer than what it normally is in this room with a heater. But yeah. Hey guys, so this morning I'm going to be harvesting my green onions because I want green onions on my eggs, I guess, because I gotta use these at some point. So I'm gonna come up here with a baggie and a knife and cut some off. The reason for this experiment was to see if the onions would grow back after the second time of cutting them off, and this was the second time of cutting them off. It's been a while since the last clip, and I'll explain in a second why the green onions aren't here anymore, but I'd like to just do a real quick update on this tank. Basically, the plan for this tank is that it will be taken down pretty soon, because a lot of, like, all of these plants will be used in a terrarium, and the ones that aren't, I think I'm just going to set up like a aquaponics over there on that tank, and I'll just put these guppies back. I am concerned about them, but really I just don't really, I don't know. They have been getting really big, as you can see there. You can also see all the mom in the bottom, but that's like there in all fish tanks. Well, in most fish tanks, but you can just see it in this one because I don't have any gravel, because I'm not interested in making this look good or anything. It's just to grow plants. But as you can see, she is, like, both the females are really big. So I don't know if they have babies then. If they do end up having babies, then I'm obviously not going to take this down. So I'm really hopeful that they do. But right now the plan is to take this down. Any plants that I still have to put growing out of that tank. And just so it's one less thing that I have to worry about. And then I'll have more space as well. And the whole idea behind this was just to grow plants anyway, and if I don't have the plants to grow on it, or as many plants, then I'm just going to take it down. But now I'm going to show you why I don't have the green onion on here anymore. Okay guys, I think it's finally the day that my onion experiment here ends, because my whole room smells like onion, and I think these plants are dying, and that's why it's smelling like onion in my room, which isn't a pleasant smell. But I think when I moved this 10-gallon down here, they're not getting like as much light now. Like, they were right up with the light before, and now they're all the way down here. And also I've cut a lot of them because I actually ate some, but it's not like something that I eat as much as I did when I bought the bases or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just take these out and throw them into my garden, basically, because right now my garden's basically a really big compost bin. So I have these here, and now let's see what they ended up looking like in the end. So it looks like they've began to kind of get gross around the base, as you can see there, but the root structure is really good. But as well, I think the root structure is starting to get gross. I guess I don't really know how else to describe it, but just kind of dying off. I think the plants just end up dying, which I don't know if in better conditions if they wouldn't do that, because as you can see, like, some started growing again even. So I don't know if, like, more nutrients, better lighting. Obviously I moved this because I was going to take this down anyway. If the idea of just reproducing these and keeping the same plants over and over again would work, but I mean, it worked at least twice here, so that's pretty cool. And also this is aquaponics, so it'd probably work better in a dirt situation because they wouldn't rot like this, I don't think. They also didn't send out any, I'm not like really great at growing onions, so I don't know if it would be, if they would have sent out like new onion plants. I would think they would, because that's how like potato works, I think. Yeah, that's how like potato works. You cut off a chunk of potato, then it sends out new potatoes. But obviously onions have like a similar idea but very different structure. So I'm not exactly sure if it would make sense for them to grow like new ones. Or this one might have, right here. Yeah, I think this one probably did. I don't think that was two before. And then this one here. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Here, wait. This one here also has a new one. It has two pieces on it, which is kind of different. So I guess maybe it did kind of split into a couple different plants, but they're done now. And like I said in other videos, I'm going to be using all these plants here except the snake plants. I'm going to be using all the other ones in a tank that I'll be doing for shelled reptiles very soon, so that's very exciting. And then I have other plants sneak peek for a bunch of different projects that I'm going to be doing and am doing at the moment. So stay tuned, subscribe if you want to see more, and if you want me to do more experiments, especially with hydroponics type of stuff, I might end up doing hydroponics on this tank. I'm just not super good at it, and I definitely, or this one, honestly, you can't really see right now. This is a 75-gallon turtle tank. This is a 55-gallon community fish tank, and I could definitely do some really cool hydroponics systems, especially with the clay pellets that I have here. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like it down below. If you have any comments or concerns, put in the comments below. And if you want more content, then subscribe. Have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in the next video.